Years of abundance, my people. Abundance, 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 my people. Abundance, gratitude, gratitude, abundance, my people. Abundance, 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 my people. Abundance. So, all right, tonight is if you have any questions for Kala. Any questions for Kala? Now I'm gonna touch on a few. I'm gonna touch on a few things, but you have any questions for Kala? Woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you. Abundance, abundance, gratitude, abundance to you all. Abundance. Questions for Kala. Now, hold on. Let me just say this to you, right? The other day I was just doing some studies and looking at just going over some psychology. And I'm listening to some psychologists. And one of the things that separate us from men and women, and the reason why women deal with so much anxiety, depression, neuroticism, not sure of herself, inconsistent with making decisions or making the same decisions and expecting a different result. The reason being, especially when it comes to dealing with males, is that women, and this is shocking, and I'm not saying, you know what, this actually makes me even look in the mirror at myself, but this is real shocking that is between 3 and 4% of women that actually have an orgasm when having sex. Now, anybody that sit there and say, okay, what are you talking about, Kala? What's this supposed to be? It's supposed to be some spirituality thing. Understand something. Every time I talk, I speak about my foundation is based off genetics. So if you find, speaking about certain parts of the human anatomy, vulgar or sexual, or you sexualize it, that's all you hear or see when someone's speaking about different parts of the human anatomy, then that's something mentally that you need to deal with yourself. That has nothing to do with me. Now, one of the things, again, that women, 3 to 4% of women receive an orgasm when having sex. Now, let me say this real fast. That's a true statement, and the reason why I'm saying that that's true, because I don't have to say it's true. I'm not a woman, but that's definitely a true statement. And this is what differentiates us so much between men and women, because see, women don't receive the same feeling as men when we are experiencing each other, when we're exchanging sacred energy. So if women actually felt the orgasm that men feel, or up some women do feel, because there are some women that are not in control of their bodies and they have orgasms and they don't know, like, yo, I actually had one. And there's some women that's in control of their body to the point where, as though that they know what is needed for a man in order for her to reach her climax. However, most women don't, because you're not taught to learn your body. So if you're not taught to learn your body, what happens is, through your sexual experiences in life, let's just say you had sex with 20 dudes. Out of those 20 dudes, most women didn't have an orgasm with with all 20 of those dudes. All 20 of those dudes could came in your life and you could have had sex with them and you never experienced an orgasm, but you experienced a good feeling. Now, out of those 20 dudes, 2 of them or 3 of them gave you the best feeling, made you feel good, made you feel like you was getting a climax, but you never reached that climax. So this is why women deal with more depression, more anxiety, more neuroticism, because they psychologically put themselves or psychologically program themselves in the mental state with the world, with the programming, with the entertainment and the movies, that it's okay to go from man to man or be promiscuous and learn yourself from man to man early in life and then later on get married. But what happens during that time, you actually loses more than he will ever lose. This is why females have to be attracted to the person that they are literally getting ready to have sex with. They literally have to have some sort of attraction to this individual. Most females that are mentally sound with and have some sort of alignment with self, have values, morals, and ethics, cannot just lay down with someone. They just cannot do that. They have to be attracted to the person. It's not about money. Prostitutes, this is something in certain in sex, and most, this is why most prostitutes and exotic and go-go dancers and what you call escorts, a lot of them do a lot of what? Alcohol is a depression. A lot of them smoke cigarettes. A lot of them do cocaine. A lot of them do depressant drugs. So to keep them in a mind state or where they're at so they can perform their duties. So this is not a knock to you, sisters. This is just being realistic so that way that you can better understand why you're going through a lot of the things that you're going through. And they tell you that you need to think like a man, but you don't function like a man. So for example, even if a man lay down, even if a man can go in a room with a woman and she could be okay and got a nice body. She can be okay and have a okay body, but he got his off. You see what I'm saying to you? But she'll be like, oh well, ain't enough. I didn't get nothing out of it. You didn't, because you didn't even get an orgasm out of it. You didn't reach any type of climax plateau. So therefore you feel like you lost something. So this is why when in life you feel the like men are liars, men are cheaters, men are no good, men are not this, men are not that. You feel you go along with the status quo when it comes to this, because out of the males that you sleep with, it's very hard for women to reach that type of climax for regular. This is what we're saying. Some females can just do it. Some females can experience that, but most females, especially when you look at that statistic, 3 to 4% of women receive an orgasm when having sex with males, which means this is why you don't get the same feeling that we get, as opposed the feeling that we get as opposed to what you get is completely totally different. So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to, because there is a biological difference. And once you understand the biological difference, it's a psychological difference that is playing that's playing a role on how we are a dysfunctional race when it comes to keeping. Kala, this sound like gel man knowledge. Then why you on here watching my fucking video, idiot? You sound like a retarded. You sound like someone that needed, you sound like someone that need attention. You sound like someone that's dealing with mental illness, that you would sit there and listen to me go on and on. I don't know how long I've been on here, but however long I've been on here, you sat there and watched me listen to me that entire time to respond, to say like, Kala, this sound like gel man knowledge. You're fucking sick. You're absolutely sick. That's how I tell you, like, some of you people are just weird. You know what I mean? Like, and I understand why you're the way that you are. You know what I mean? And I don't knock you for being the way that you are. I totally, listen, when you understand psychology, when you understand the development and how the brain should naturally go, as opposed to how the brain should naturally grow, as opposed to how the brain is actually growing and functioning in the world in which we exist. I really empathize for half of you motherfuckers. Not even for half of you. I would have said 90% of you, because you don't have two neurons firing off and communicating with one another. So therefore, the only thing you can do is sound like a fucking you sound like a a kid that's full on sugar and Cheetos and play video games all day. That's how your conversations are. That's why you are the weak link of our species, because you can't intellectually defend your species. You can't intellectually defend yourself or your species on any type of platform. So again, this is why I can reach you on both sides. See, I wasn't one of those people that sat in school and sat and prep myself for this. You see what I'm saying to you? So you sound like a lame that you would sit there and be on here. That's like you know what that sound like when I hear some shit like that? You know, girls, females, check this out, sisters. Check this out. Don't y'all know, y'all already know where I'm ready to go with this. The nigga try to be like, yo, sister, sister, can I talk to you for a minute? Excuse me, queen, can I speak to you for a minute? You be like, no, I'm cool, I'm out. I'm good, I don't want nothing. Oh, I ain't want to talk to you anyway, get the fuck out of here. That sounds just like that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even try to holler at me? Because I ain't giving you no airplay. Now, you ain't want to talk to me. Now because I'm speaking about something that's factual, you understand, biologically factual. Oh, damn, so like Joe man knowledge, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. You tried me, bro, but you got the wrong person. I told you, I will shame you each and every time, because most of you people that open up your mouth and try to come out your mouth sideways at me, you don't read. You can't defend yourself intellectually. You stupid as shit. You understand? You're not known for nothing in your community but being a sucker or a fucking clown. See, simple as that. And I will say that to your face. So now moving right along. Now, anybody has any questions for me? Because that was the night thing. Anybody has any questions for me? Anybody? No. Okay. People ask me, how do you know if it's how do you know if you have some blood? Is there a blood type? No, that's not it. What is the power of each cell? The atom. What produces atom? Sunlight. So what produces atom? Cosmic energy from the sun. So you actually, so-called black people literally have what you call, again, we are what we are what you call neuromelanin. We are melanin beings. You understand? And these bodies, so they tell you that we are carbonated beings. No, we're not. We're melanated beings that produces carbon, and carbon absorbs melanin. That's what it is. So it has nothing to do with a blood type. Now, again, I do apologize because I stated that I am going to do that video. All I've been doing is sitting back and getting my shit, lining my ducks up. Actually, I've been literally taking a break. Look, people, I literally have been taking a break. So, and I've been sitting back because I've been dealing with this shit is like mental thing. It's a mental thing now. You see my leg? Look at the brace. See my shit. And I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me and empathize. I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me. I don't need nobody to empathize for me and none of that. But I am going to do that video regarding the antigens, because listen, blood types and antigens determine too who the father is too. So just so that we know, the blood types determine who the parents of the child is. So let's just start with that. So that's why, like I said, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into that, and then we can go from there. But thank you. I greatly appreciate that. There's a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get into that. But no, it doesn't have nothing to do with blood type. Your blood type does nothing to do with it. Your blood type. Listen. So-called black people, if you want to say the original blood on the planet was O negative, right? If you want to say that, right? But I will tell you this right now. We have our blood was richer than O negative. You see what I'm saying? Because our blood wasn't actually red. So that we can understand that our blood wasn't red. So, black people blood types come from, and also other races of people. Black people blood type come from the antigens in our blood. Other races of people blood types come from the animals the DNA that produces the antigens in their blood. So let me just tell you this, right? So if anybody know what an antigen is, antibodies. These are antibodies that your body naturally produces to fight off all type of infections and viruses in your body. Your body has its own natural lymphatic system. It has its own medical doctor. Your body is its own doctor, its own surgeon. It rebuilds and repairs itself. So anyway, when your DNA, every animal, every living organism on this planet produces antigens. Elephant DNA has antigens in it, produces antigens to fight off any type of infections or anything it may come across. Because they don't have a hospital or a clinic that the elephant can walk in and talk about my nose is running or my head is hurting. The elephant don't do that. So they have their body naturally do that, and they stay on course and alignment by the nutrition that is aligned, that is assigned to their DNA. So, black people, we have antigens that's attached to our cells. And those antigens that are attached to our cells makes us weak. It weakens our lymphatic system because those antigens that are attached to our cells are directly connected to animal blood. And that's come from the mixing. It comes from the raping and the abuse. That is where that come from. And you're based on what part of your family and who was interacting and who was fucking with who during the time of slavery, and it passed it on down. Based on that is what your blood type that's what your blood type is. Your blood type come directly from what breed of species that was raping your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, you know what I'm saying, your sister, your niece. That's what it is. And we have antigens on our blood. So blood types are only for breeding and mixing blood purposes only. Blood type is not nothing. They can tell you it's for telling you, well, even when they say breeding, it also can tell you, like I told you, who's the father of the child, parents of the child. But also, it's only for breeding purpose and exchanging blood. That's it. That's it. They don't give you any type of origins to the planet whatsoever. So every living organism on the planet, from a fish to an ant to a mosquito to a maggot, they all produce antigens. Their body naturally produce antigens to fight off viruses and infections. So our body produces antigens. But when you have antigens attached to your cell, which weakens your lymphatic system, so you don't fight off infections. This is why the common cold, the flu, monkeypox, cowpox, chickenpox, smallpox, Ebola, all that shit, all of it, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, all of this shit comes from mixing blood with them. That's it. All of it. So let me see if any other questions on here. Okay, the next question I saw was, what books do I recommend y'all to be reading at this time? I recommend everyone, especially because of the Schumann resonance, especially because of the new electrical impulses that are now coming from the sun, because the ozone layer is being removed. Neurology. Listen, once again, neurology, chemistry, biology, and genetics. Hold on, this is my daughter. Yeah, my daughter crazy. She's about you. She called, check on me, talking about, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. She's about, I'm on live, I'll call you back. She's about, you wearing that live. She talking about, fuck, you wearing that live. Yeah, she's silly as hell. But anyway, so back to the hold on, what was the question? Let me see what was the question. Oh, I recommend, what books do I recommend to you? Again, neurology, chemistry, biology, and genetics. Physics in there too. I recommend those books right there. And then if you really want to understand after you start, I tell you what, when you start reading neurology, you should get yourself a little small psychology book too. Because if you get yourself a good psychology book and while you reading neurology, you will actually start to put together and see how these people try to play on your mental state. You will actually start to see that. Not only just these people, but you'll see how your own people actually try to play on your mental state as well. So I would tell that is what I recommend. Point blank and simple. Most niggas. Yeah, they hate the word read. That's why they come back with immature comments to try to start an argument instead of having a fruitful conversation. Oh, my thoughts on status correction. You don't need status correction when you understand that you're the organic being of the planet. When you understand that everything on the planet, the trees are old bodies. These are bodies. This is what y'all don't know. Your trees on the planet. This is why the trees, if you cut a tree in a branch, it looks like your fingerprint. It looks like the swirl on your head. That's why the trees, if it takes your carbon dioxide and convert it into oxygen. That's why the tree is the highest frequency energy living organism on the planet. You think it's a bird, but it's not. It's a tree, because a tree doesn't feed from the planet. The tree actually feeds the planet, and a tree does exactly what we should be doing. We should be doing exactly what the tree. See, the tree perform photosynthesis. Take the hydro molecule out of the water and convert it into glucose, and take nitrogen and carbon dioxide from the air and invisible matter. And that's how the tree grow. The tree is the most intelligent, disciplined, and patient species, living organism on the planet. Trees and grass, loving and nurturing. So yes, I would. I don't believe in status correction. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in this is my home. First and foremost, how I'm gonna get why would I need to clear my name? That don't make any sense. I'm forced to get a name because I'm underneath your totalitarian rulership. That's why. I'm forced to get a name. I'm forced to get a social security number. I'm forced because I'm a prisoner of war. I have to work to pay off a debt that I have no idea that I'm even a part of. And then I'm paying off of a debt, and I'm working to earn a living I'm working to earn a living on a planet that provides everything for me. Name me one thing that the government or let me name one thing that white people, Asian people, Arab people, any other race of beings for that matter that have created anything on this planet that wasn't from you. The TV, the cell phone, everything comes from your body. You have the slightest idea. All of those are minerals. When your body decay, it converts into other things on the planet. So when you see an orange tree, a grape tree, a apple tree, go search up fruits and vegetables in the shape of your organs. These are ancient bodies that's here. When you look at the grass, when you look at the soil, when you look at the sand on the beaches, these are ancient bodies that have been here for quite some time, constantly recycling. Any biologist will tell you that. They already told you. Independent biologists and mainstream biologists have already told you that the planet, according to them, has been here for 4.5 billion years. And life, when the planet was created, life started on the planet. Far as animal life, let's just say that. And then the number one rule in science, that which is natural can't change unless something unnatural take place with it, right? So just understand something. So if the planet was here and then nature was here for billions of years, what was the first animal that you could see that was created in nature? What would you think the first animal that you could believe, what you're just thinking off the top of your head, what will be created in nature? First animal. Just think about that. What animal do the most for all animals on the planet? For all life. Thank you. A bee. Absolutely. So were you telling me the bee's anatomy changed? How do we go from haploids to diploids? How do we go from a single chromosome to multiple chromosomes with eons of genetic sequences of information, but yet we're our best work is hopefully flying to the moon? That don't make any sense. Bees do more than birds for the entirety of the planet. I said name the first animal that was created. The first animal that was created that you would believe, because you have to create something that way others can live. So you got to think about that. Just think about that. So you would start with the first thing that would come to mind is the animal that would do the most for majority of the animals on the planet by taking care of oneself. All honeybees got to do is take care of themselves, and they naturally feed the entirety of the planet, even the human race. How should you read and study these science books that I suggest? Here, it's simple as this. Now, listen, when I get these books, right? Here you go. When I start reading, like whenever I come across something that I'm not like anabolic reaction or catabolic reaction. When I started learning how our molecules break down to extract energy and to convert energy and send energy into the cells so the cells can grow, breaking down cells and building up. So when I started learning about that in the book, I also wanted to learn further. What is a catabolic reaction? So I wanted to read more. So you have to write things down, take your time, go. You have to have, you can have a smartphone or a laptop or a computer, whatever, and have a booklet with you. And then you write these things down so that way that you can have a better understanding of what you are speaking about. That's simple as that. It's all about you. It's just learning it in a European terminology. That's it. So that's how I would suggest. I would suggest that you read neuroscience. I recommend you got the third and the fourth edition with Neuroscience for Dummies. I mean, like I gotta give it to Adam. I gotta give it to um, that neurologist, man. He does a good job of breaking it down. And once you understand how to brain, now you got to think about something. Even with me speaking to you right now, and me and you conversing, going back and forth right now, or you just listening to what I'm saying, your brain is computing all of this information before you have any physical reaction. So let me give an example. Even if I said something that you just don't like, my frequency, each letter has a frequency. So the frequency in the language that I'm speaking is hitting the cochlea of your ear and pulling that electrical signal to your brain, and your brain neurons are communicating with one another to make out what I am determining, what I am saying to you. And from that, you get, it's actually hitting your limbic system with past information. It's your current and also what's going on in your current life is actually possibly tapping somebody's pituitary gland, because somebody may not like what I'm saying. So now they're releasing adrenaline. So or someone might be releasing serotonin. Someone might be happy. You understand? Like these are all things that are taking place with you as I am communicating, or just on a day-to-day basis, just walking around, just looking. Your brain has to pull again first, and then all of your physical body, your arms, your fingers, your legs, your toes, everything else then has the physical reaction afterwards. So this is why it's so important to steady your brain, because that's what they study. They study your brain. And this is how they study your endocrine gland system, all the small subcortical parts that's in your brain that taps right into the other organs that are inside of your intestinal, where your small and large intestinals at, in your cavity area as well. So they learn these things. So now this is why a lot of people believe that they are actually living their own life and doing things for themselves when they're not. They're actually moving the way that something want you to move. See, you think somebody You think somebody need to literally have you walking like a duck in a row? For what? You ever see traffic jam? All the ducks in a row right there. You never been caught up in a traffic jam? Where you think the traffic jam come? How could you speculate the time when traffic jam is going to be? Huh? Because you got all the ducks right there. Just right on the expressway. You think literally I got to have you walking in line with a chain around your neck. No, those days is over. Oh, let me see what I got. Any other questions? Let me see something here. Uh, Neuroscience for Dummies, Genetics for Dummies, Biology for Dummies, Chemistry for Dummies, Physics for Dummies. Those are the books that I am reading. I also have other stem cells. I also have other books over there too that I read. But those are the books that I read when it comes down to our anatomy. If you know your anatomy, then you understand that you cannot be a prisoner. Nor could you be a psychological. You can't be a mental slave either. A man with knowledge is unfit to be a slave. Okay, hold up. Right. Okay. So hold on. Let me say this to you. So somebody was saying, asked me a question regarding um, uh, learning what you're learning and then trying to implement it to your people. Everybody is not going to be receptive to this. So let's just start with that. I just want y'all to know that because a lot of people are going to challenge you, especially people that, like, for example, that they saw you one way your entire life, and then all of a sudden now you're speaking with intellect. You're moving. You're making calculus decisions. You're not out here being a toxic uh, being on the planet. You're actually now a beacon of light for not just for yourself, but for all people. Not just for the people that's around you, but for all people. And people sometimes feel some type of way about that because, see, the one thing that our brothers and sisters have grown to love, and that's attention. Excuse me. So, and some of us, we will. It don't matter what type of way. We will do anything. We will sacrifice our own humanity for attention. We will sacrifice our own dignity, our own pride for attention. So, I completely, understand, the mindset and the mindset of some of our people and how they go about situations. Like, let me give an example. Let's just take the situation with Tyrese, for example. Tyrese and his ex-wife, and much appreciation and value to these people. And it's not that I'm not a type of person that, y'all know I don't really like to speak about individuals, you understand, because especially when it comes to a relationship, because that's not my thing. I don't, do you. But these are just clear examples on how Western ideology have destroyed black households. So when people be talking about all the time, when women make excuses and talk about, oh, it got to be about the finances, you know what I'm saying? Because then that way we can live happily ever after. And then dudes be talking about, once I get the money, bro, I'll be good. We all going to be happy. Everybody going to be all good. No, it's not. You see what I'm saying to you? See, the one thing you don't see bees arguing and fighting amongst each other. You don't see elephants arguing and fighting amongst each other. You don't see hippopotamus fighting and arguing amongst each other. You don't see that. And no matter where we're at, any part of our brothers and sisters that adapt to this world and adapt to this system and try to live like these people, it will always be our destruction. So we should clearly understand, even with Steve Harvey and his wife, money has nothing to do with a healthy, flourishing, fruitful relationship. That has nothing to do with it. You have to genuinely care about, first of all, you have to genuinely want a relationship. And then you have to want what comes with a relationship. Children come with a relationship. And then you have to understand that there are going to be ups and downs. And a lot of times the down part in a relationship comes from the part that we be like, we are bored. And the only reason why you're bored is because you yourself hasn't detached yourself from the world. And on top of that, you yourself do not want to grow as an individual. That's it. So what happens is it's easy for a man or a female to find some excitement outside of their households. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing, though. See, a man can find some excitement outside of his household and it won't tear his household down. See, a woman can find some excitement outside of a household and it will tear her household down. Now, women, I understand y'all going to say, Kalad, it might be a double standard. Again, I deal with everything on a biological fact. There is one thing, and I'm gonna let you know from speaking from a rural man. There is one thing that a man will not accept, and he will never be the same with you. If you was to talk to another dude and he believed in you, he would never be the same with you. Even if he was accept you back, he would not be the same with you because you violated everything that he stood for. Because of one thing about us, like, we have pride. So when we take you on as our woman, we take you on and be like, yo, we get pride. Like, that's my fucking woman. Ain't nobody gonna get that. I got that. That be me. So I just want y'all to know that I know females might be like, yo, I'm never the same after a dude cheat on me, this, that, and the third. And I feel you. I'm not knocking you. I'm totally not knocking you, but it's different for you as to him. It's different from you to him as proposed from him to her. So let me give an example. Like, I could be just riding down the street and I can see a shorty. I could have walked in the store. Now, everybody knows this because don't act like this don't happen because celebrities do it all the time. So let's just not act like it don't happen in the hood. You can actually you can pull up, shorty could like your car. You can get out and go in the store. Y'all all in the store together. She could like your swag. She looking you up and down. You know what I mean? You done grab something and you be like, yo, shorty, what's up? You know what I mean? You and her start busting it up. Next thing you know, come on, let's get in the club. Like, oh, you blow tree? I'll blow tree. Come on, let's match up. So we in the car. We smoking weed. We got the music pumping. Now, you just met this shorty. Y'all just vibing out all day. Next thing you know, that night, y'all having sex. It's not like it don't happen. Like, come on. It's not like it don't happen. But you're not supposed to be like that. So again, like, and they would say, well, why? Like, it's double standards. It's not double standards. You're genetically different from me and I'm genetically different from you. Most women that are mentally sound and have self-respect for themselves I don't care if she sleep with you on her first night. Even if she slept with you on her first night, she believe and seen something in you that she would say that she would make you, she wants you to be her dude. Period. Healthy women are like that. Simple as that. But a dude, like, he has sex with you as soon as he finished, as soon as he done, he getting up. He like, oh no, I'll be back. I'll be back or I'm going. And then what happens? And this is one of the things that I know a lot of our women and our sisters deal with, and I know it's hurtful. You know what I mean? But we all gotta take a look in the mirror at ourselves as individuals and see who we're allowing in our lives. Like, for example, me and a sister, we busting it up, right? And she was just busting it up with this other sister, and she just wanted to hear our conversation. And it was about, she was like, oh, no, I'm not sharing my dude. I'm not doing I would never do polygyny. I'm not into that, this, that, and the third. So she was just checking it out. And a couple other girlfriends said they would do it. So, but anyway, so meanwhile, the one that said that she wouldn't do it, she going from dude to dude and still having sex with dudes with no stability. That don't make any sense. You're giving away your most precious and rarest part of you. And each time you give yourself away, you lose value. So now now that dude done told you to leave, and now you got to leave that spot, and now you got to go back over here to this person. You got to go over here to this person. So we gotta just we just gotta do better. And I know people don't want to hear my conversation because people be getting mad at me, but I don't give a French toast. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just being honest. I don't give a fuck. I'm truly being honest. We're at a point in time right now in our lives, like, we cannot care about toxicity. We can't care about people that got 1 foot in the planet and 1 foot in the cosmos. We can't care about that. Nobody's telling nobody not to live their lives, but we got to understand something. What is a relationship? Is a relationship about love? Because if you think a relationship is just about love with the people that's involved, that's some selfish shit. Yeah. The purpose of a relationship is to establish psychological and spiritually, mentally growth and development, and establish an environment that your child can grow and develop psychologically and physically to its full potential. That's the purpose of a relationship. So if you think this is why this LGBT is so big, because everybody talking about love, but that don't make any sense. You just look at love is selfish because now you're just looking at this life and only this life, when there are multiple lives. Oh, I want to be in love. I want to walk in love. I want to be respected, because when you're respected, therefore you don't have no. There is no. I'm not gonna get my heart broken. See, people like, I get my heart broken, I fall in love, and the reason why we get our heart broken again is expectations. And this is another thing that I value and I love my sisters. Y'all beautiful, attractive women. Y'all don't understand something when you're young. This. Let me say this to you. Younger women, I know y'all gonna get mad at me, and I wasn't no different. You know what I'm saying? Even though I decided to take a lifestyle that I wanted to get married, you know what I mean? Because I'm family orientated, but I'm the same way. The thoughts came through my mind. When we meet somebody that's pretty and somebody attractive, right? But she's not wifey material, you're still sexual material. You got to think about that. You may not be wifey material, but you're sexual material. And what happens is men take out their sexual fantasies on you. So you start to like things that men like. So when you're young and you like, oh, he loved me, and y'all doing it all the time, y'all going here, you're going there, like y'all doing it all the time, this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? But he don't have there is no future with him. There is no, where do you see him at? Where you're going at for real? Where would you be at in the next 5 years? So they take their fantasies out on you. And the thing is that when you are attractive, and when you know you're attractive, and people tell you're attractive, and people be honking their horns, and people want to talk to you all the time, you develop an expectation. Most people that have expectations are disappointed in the long run, because you have high expectations. And your expectations is that, hey, it'll say, security. It'll say, like, my expectations is that, oh, when I talk to you, I expect for you to be like this. I expect you, because I'm the baddest person on the block. And then when he's not like that, or he's not giving you that attention or that frequency that you want, then guess what happens? It adds depression to you. The same thing when it comes in a relationship with a male. When a male loves a woman, he has an expectation for her to conduct herself and move in a manner that's gonna shed light on him. That's gonna be like that he's gonna be proud of. And when those expectations are not met, that's where relationships fall short at. So this is where it is. A lot of us, we be sitting. I listen to a lot of these. I don't want to say I listen to a lot of them, but I'll be scrolling and I see comments when it comes to relationships. And like I told you, I see the relationships don't have problems before the sexual. When the sexual thing come in, then once we have sex, now we got problems in a relationship. But no, that's not how it should go. So yeah, and it's really sad because when you read the statistics, 54% of black men don't have children. They don't have any children. 30% of black men are married with children. So that means our sisters are having babies by the same guys. Most women that are having babies that are having problems with their baby fathers have their baby fathers got other babies or before them or after them. So I'm like, that's not yeah that's not a good stat. I mean that's real bad. And no real woman wants a thug ass nigga. Yeah, I disagree with that. No woman wants a stupid thug nigga, but every woman wants a thug. Okay, let me just put it to you like that. It depends on what your definition is of a thug, because you can have an intelligent thug. You can have somebody that pay his bills on time, don't want no trouble at all, but fuck you up if you come to fuck with his family. You know what I'm saying? No, you can have someone that can go into a. You can have someone that go into a a business setting and conduct himself in a way that's presentable for the environment, and then you can have someone that can go into the hood and also can move in that environment, because you want a chameleon. You don't want somebody that's just one way. You want somebody that's a chameleon, because a chameleon can blend in any environment, and that's what you want. You want to be able to move in any environment. When you look around the planet, I don't care where you at. Well, I don't care where you go, what continent you go on, what city you go to, what country you go to. You always see what? Trees. Palm trees, grass, cactus. I don't care. You see trees. So, yeah, my mind frame is different on that. Like, I believe that we need to be a chameleon. We should be able to go be anywhere. And this is why a lot of women, a lot of college women, or how could you say this? A lot of women that what you would call, let me say this: successful women like rough dudes. Women that are not successful like rough dudes, but they want the successful dude because they think the successful dude that's with the suit and tie is going to be their ticket out of the hood. The hood is right here. The hood is right here. Once you get that out of there, you'll be able to find the true male that you need in your life. The hood is right here. Simple as that. So I wanted to touch on a few other things that I wanted to speak about. Uh, uh, I see there's been a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of activity going on up in these skies now, and I see a lot of people are like slowly but surely, as time speed up, they're coming right on in, right on in, huh? And let me Instagram. I want y'all to know, like Instagram, that's real sad that they literally blurred out the images that I was showing you with the video that the subscriber had sent in from the space station. Y'all need to go check out that video with Mr. MB33 with the ISS space station when he was talking. The name of the video is called Debris. Y'all really need to check that shit out. And we really think it was a war in the heavens. The heaven is right here. This is it. This is where heaven is at. Heaven and hell. Heaven is right here, and hell is your heel. But it's where you at here, because you have stages of your brain, and you have separations that your brain that was created in your brain based off fears and the traumas and your environment and what you have been, what programs that you have accepted. More importantly, let's start with the language. So, wow, that look like Philly. Damn, that look like Philadelphia. But anyway, What's the name of what? What's the name of what? You gotta tell me what's the name of what. I don't know what name you're talking about, and I'll answer it. What's the name of what? So supposedly, now I'm not sure how true this is, but Ben Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, supposedly went to an underground secure bunker, based off a nuclear threat. The name of the video. Oh, the name of the video. Oh, yeah, you're right. I apologize. Let me get that for y'all. The name of the video. We got another one right here. What's going on? Is something big swarming on Earth? Okay. Here you go right here. As a matter of fact, it's the last two videos. Let me turn this around. That video is something big swarming the Earth. And then right here, has something invaded the skies of Earth. These two videos right here. This video right here, he said that we were in a debris field. And then look at this video right there. I share the wealth. Because the truth is more disturbing than the lie. The truth is more disturbing than the lie. The truth is way more disturbing. It was a fucking war. Man, please, better stop playing with me. It was no war. It was no war. They said when they talk to our brothers and sisters, they got an attitude. They don't even listen. We don't even make suggestions to these people. Like we don't even, we just say, continue to do what you do and understand the outcome of it. That's all, and accept the outcome. Like they don't even ain't no. We don't even play around. It's none of those jokes. This shit ain't no game. This is an amazing time to be the French toast alive. We don't play no game. There is no talking, no negotiation, no nothing. And anybody that ever had video, anybody that ever recorded, or anybody that ever been watching the ISS space station, NASA satellite that be orbiting the Earth, anybody that ever watched that shit, clearly you never seen as much activity on that space feed as you see right now. And this is a prime example on why, again, they shadow ban my videos, because I'm not pointing you to argue with no white person, no Asian person, no Arab person. I'm not pointing you to do that. I'm telling you right now that this is celebration time. This is time to get back to you. This is not about just sitting around burning sage, burning candles and shit, and sitting out in the grass. No, we actually have to get and align with ourselves as individuals. And the best way to get in line with ourselves as individuals is getting our children. So no matter how happy I may feel, no matter how happy you may feel, no matter what's going on in your life, until each and every last one of our children are no longer being educated, manipulated, psychologically and medically evaluated by these people over here, or that's on this planet, we will never be healthy as a species. We will never be healthy. So that anxiety you're feeling, that depression that you're feeling, that you be sitting back every day and you be like, why do I feel like this sometimes? I'm not doing nothing. Like I don't be in there. I don't eat none of these bad ass foods. I don't be around none of these nut ass niggas. I don't do none of this shit. I don't be fucking, but sometimes, some days it just be like, shit just be like overwhelming sometimes. Like it just feels like, and that's because you are absorbing the true energy that's on this planet, the negative energy. You're not absorbing it to partake in it, but you are absorbing it because you know and you are aware of the prison in which you are living in. So you know what's going on. So that's it. So don't be sitting there knocking yourself like, damn, why one day I feel like, nah. You just got to be like, all right, I know that I'm in hell. So all these people out here talking about they got to have you out here sitting and take a spiritual bath. You're gonna be all right. You in hell. This is what you're not understanding. You are in hell. You are the fuck in hell. That's simple as that. So when you take a spiritual bath today, you're gonna need one tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna constantly need because you're looking, you subconsciously are focused on the environment in the prison in which you are in, instead of looking and focusing on the prison that is being torn down. That's why you're in hell. Oh, I'm going through something. It was negative energy. This is why this happening. You're in hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tell me that when we in heaven, like something fell out the fucking sky and landed on your head. Then you can say, oh, well, then that was negative energy. That was my karma. But right now you are in hell. And you, energetic being, melanin being, sun being, absorb all energetic frequencies, not just on this planet, but throughout the entire cosmos at its highest frequency. At its highest. Which means this negative ass cell phone, the highest negative frequency on this cell phone, I'm absorbing it. Because the cell phone is made directly from me. Directly from me. It's reverse engineered. So it's pulling in all kinds of negative energy. So when I don't like to tell my people, and another thing, these people out here that's constantly putting you in a psychological sick state. All you need to heal. You're not healthy. You're sick. You need to heal. You need to heal. You're not healthy. You're sick. And then meanwhile, the police officer riding down the fucking street, you think this nigga, he's healthy. What? He's more of a threat than the judge. He's healthy. You look at your politicians on television. He's healthy. You'll look at your news broadcasters. Your meteorologists, no matter how much they lie about the weather, they're healthy. I don't get it. But they quick to diagnose you because you're not sitting in one of them big fancy square boxes. You're not driving one of them fancy square boxes. You understand? You don't have as many squares as they have. And your squares is not as big as those squares are. So therefore, you're the one that need help. Not none of them, though. So come on, man. That's some just real shit, man. I'll tell y'all that, man. Like I be all over this shit, man. My mind be going a million miles a minute. I pay attention to everything. I watch all the shit that's be happening on the planet, man. I listen to some of the people that be talking on here. It just be, oh my gosh, it's just, it's just all the way. But let me see. Security, you still in here, security? What you doing out there tonight? Woo. Doing out there tonight. Salute. Shout out to my good brother John, my brother Shiz, my brother Orion, my brother Turk. And all my other good brothers and sisters out there. Much abundance and much appreciation and value to you. Yup. Exactly, brother. More time to think. I just sit back and think. But I would tell you one thing. I'm not even going to lie to you, brother. Sitting back like this really made me, they already cut me off here, but really made freaks.